Hello everyone, welcome back to the Science Family. Today lesson we are going to correct the Senior 3 Chemistry Mock Examination done on 2025-2026. Watch until the end because we will go through each question one by one, explain the correct answer and discuss. Whether you are preparing for your national examination, this video will help you. Here we have instructional to the candidate. Make sure you read carefully before you start examination. Let's start with a section A, attempt or question. Question 1. Laboratory surface rules are important in preventing accident. What is the most correct meaning for PPE in laboratory equipment and surface? Here we have four options A, B, C, and D. Which one is the best question? The best option? The best option is this one, letter D, personal protective equipment. This personal equipment, protective equipment is equipment that protect a person from injury, infection, or exposure to the hazard. For example, of this personal protective equipment is lab coat, protective gloves, face masks, and so on. Let's continue to the second. What is the first thing you should do in case of fire outbreak in the laboratory? We have four options. The best one is letter B, to alert everyone in the laboratory and active the nearest fire alarm. I3. Where should chemicals be stored in the laboratory? The best option is the first one, A, in a well-ventilated storage cabinet away from heat source. IV. In a laboratory, a separating funnel is used for. The best option is C, separating the immiscible liquid based on their density. Question 2. Match each technique of a mixture separation in the left column with the correct distribution in the right column of the table. We have three techniques and we have distribution of its meaning. The first one is fractional distillation. Fractional distillation match to letter D, what we call separating two or more liquids with cross boiling point. B, saving match to A, separate substance based on particle size. I3, evaporation match to B, separates a dissolved solid from liquid by heating the solution until liquid finish, leaving the solid behind. IV, as the last one, filtration match to C, separate an insoluble solid from liquid, usually using filter. Okay, let's continue by question 3. In experiment, carbon dioxide was dissolved in test tube of cold water. Blue and red litmus paper were put in the resultant mixture. Which of the following color change occur? When we take this carbon dioxide and then put in the test tube and then put blue litmus paper, when we put blue litmus paper in carbon dioxide, blue litmus paper, it turns to red because this carbon dioxide is acidic oxide. Means that the best option is C. Blue litmus paper turns to red. When we take this red litmus paper, put in carbon dioxide test tube, this red litmus paper does not change because this carbon dioxide is acidic oxide. I2. State any two larger scale use of carbon dioxide. Carbon dioxide is used as a carbonation of a beverage, as a fire extinguisher, as a refrigeration and cooling, and also manufacture of chemical fertilizer. Let's continue by question 4. the table below containing some more information about two elements, E and F. E and F are not true symbol of chemical element. We have element E and F. We have proton, electron, and neutron. I, what is the correct number of proton for the atom of element? The first of all, what you can know in this question, the number of proton is equal to the number of electron. Neutron, or we have a formula called a mass number is equal to the number of proton plus the number of neutron. Means that the number of neutron is equal to the mass number or atomic mass negative atomic number or number of proton or number of electron. The number of proton of E, because we have the number of electron, means that the number of proton is also 13, because the number of proton is equal to the number of electron, means that the best option is C. I2, what is the correct number of electron for atom of element F? And also, as I said, the number of proton is equal to the number of electron, means that the number of electron of this F is equal to this number of proton, means that the best option is this letter A. I3, which of the following is the correct compound formed between atom E and F? By using this data we have as the number of proton, if the E, it have a number of proton of 13. If we have the number of proton of E is 13, this number of proton is also the atomic number. Means that the E, it have electron configuration of 2, 8, 3. That means the number of valence of the E is 3. But if it has the atomic number of 17, means that you have electron configuration of 2, 8, 7. Means that it gain 1 electron, but it lose 3 electron in order to be stable. And then in order to know the chemical formula of between E and F, we can exchange its number of valence. E, it have 3 and the F, it have 1, and then exchange its valence. We get the chemical formula of E1, F3. Means that the best option is this one, B. This letter B, EF3. If you have any question or you don't understand this question, please type in comment. Okay, let's continue by question 5. An organic compound G has the molecular formula of carbon 3, hydrogen 8, oxygen I. Which of the following is correct functional group found in compound G? The functional group of this chemical formula of carbon 3, hydrogen 8, oxygen is this one, alcohol. It is alcohol because it have the general formula of this alcohol is carbon N, hydrogen 2N plus 2, and oxygen. I2, which of the following is the correct general formula for compound with the same homologous series as G? As I said, we can choose this one, D, Cn, hydrogen 2N plus 2, and oxygen. As you see, this is a general formula of alcohol. When we replace this number 3, means that this is a molecular formula of G. It have 3 carbon. Means that this L is equal to the 3. Carbon 3, hydrogen 2 times the 3 plus 2 means that you have 6 plus 2 is 8. And then oxygen, you see, you get this molecular formula. I3. Which pair of a compound below are both the true isomers of G? Isomers is the compound that have same molecular formula as this one, but it have different structure formula. Means that you are going to see the structure that they have carbon 3, hydrogen 8, and oxygen 1. Let's start by here. When starting on A, carbon here 1, 2, 3. But this is a functional group of this structure formula is ketone. This here, it has 3 carbon, but the functional group of this one is aldehyde, means that this is not correct. Let's see B. Carbon 1, 2, 3. That is correct. The functional group OH is about alcohol, and also here it is about alcohol. Let's see hydrogen 3, 4, 5 plus 3 means that is 8. Let's see here 3, 5, 7 plus this one is equal 8. You see this isomers is correct. According to the G that have this molecular formula, this is the isomer. These two structure formula is different, but they have same molecular formula. This C is not correct because it have double bond. We have double bond with alcohol. D is not correct because they have functional group of carboxylic acid. It is not alcohol. The best option is that this B. Okay, let's continue by 6. Diamond and graphite are both the forms of carbon. The figures below show the structure of diamond and graphite respectively. You see, this is a diamond and this is graphite. I. What is the specific term used to name such different forms of carbon with the same physical state but different in physical properties? Which term? The best term or term of different forms of carbon with same physical but different physical properties is what we call allotropes. B. Allotropes is the different forms of same element that exist in same physical state but have different arrangement of their atom. B. I2. Both diamond and graphite are considered as considered as a crustoform. C. The correct answer is C. Crystalline forms of carbon. A crystalline is a solid whose particles are arranged in fixed and regular pattern. I3. Why does graphite conduct electricity while diamond does not? The correct answer is letter A. Graphite contain free or the localized electron that can move through its ray, while the diamond electrons are all tightly bounded in a covalent bond. That is why the graphite have free electrons that carry electricity, but the diamond doesn't not. Let's continue by question 7. There are several expressions for concentration. Which of the following is the correct expression for the molarity? The best option is this one, D. Molarity is equal to the moles of solute over mass of solvent in kilogram. Okay. Let's continue by I2. How many moles are in 20 centimeter cube of a 2 mole per decimeter cube hydrogen chloride solution? The best option is this one, B, 0.04 moles. Comes from, we have, this is the volume this is the concentration. The number of mole is equal to the concentration times volume. But in concentration, you see, we have the volume in decimeter cube, but this volume is centimeter cube. You can change this unit in the same. This centimeter cube, you can change into decimeter cube. 1,000 centimeter cube is equal to the 1 decimeter cube. And then using your calculation, using formula number for mole is equal to the concentration times volume, you can get this be 0.04. As you see in it there, you see this is the marking guide with its marks. Okay, you see, okay, you see, okay. If you get any question, please type in comment. This one, question 7, B is 0.04 moles, comes from the number of moles is equal to the concentration times volume. Okay. I3, what is the molarity of solution containing 12 grams of sodium chloride in 1,000 centimeter cube of solution? Here the best option is B, 0.205. Comes from, we have the molarity is equal to the moles over volume. That is formula we used. Moles over volume. We have moles because we have mass and compound. This compound you can calculate molar mass. The atomic the mass number of sodium is 23, but the mass number of chlorine is 35.5. Means that the mass number you can get the molar mass is equal to the total of mass number of sodium plus the mass number of chlorine. Means that is equal to the 23 plus 35.5. You can get molar mass is equal to 58.8. And then we have mass of this compound. The number of mole is equal to the mass over molar mass. You can get this mass 12 over molar mass comes from this compound equal to the 58.5. You can get 0.25. 205 moles. And then if you get moles, you can calculate molarity. Molarity using formula of moles over volume. Moles, you can get 0.205 over volume. This volume is 1,000 centimeter cube. You can change this unit into decimeter cube is equal to the 1,000 centimeter cube is equal to the 1 decimeter cube, and then use calculation. You can get this B. Question 8. Carbon monoxide was passed over hot iron oxide to reduce it to iron. We have 1.60 gram of iron oxide produce 1.12 gram of iron. You see, how many moles of iron produced? Okay. Okay. You see, question 8, the working, you can get the number of mole mass over molar mass. We have mass of iron is equal to the 1.12 iron, and then the mass number or relative atomic mass of iron is 56. You see, you can get it, the number of mole of iron. Next, I2. How many moles of oxygen in iron oxide? You see, we have the gram or the mass of iron oxide, and we have the mass of iron. You see, you can get the mass of oxygen. You can take the mass of iron oxide negative the mass of iron. As you see in calculation here, You can get this is the mass of iron oxide, negative 1.12, as the mass of iron. You get 0.48. This is the mass of oxygen. And then if you get the mass of oxygen, you can get the number of mole. Means that the mass number of mole is equal to the mass of a molar mass. Mass of oxygen is 0.28 gram over the relative atomic mass of oxygen is equal to the 16. You can get these moles if they have one mass. Okay. I3 question is here. I3, what is the correct empirical formula of iron oxide? As you see, as you know, the empirical formula is the simplest ratio of atoms of the compound. Means that the empirical formula of this iron with oxygen, iron and oxygen, you compare the number of mole. You see, we have the number of mole of iron, as you see, and the number of mole of oxygen we get is this one. And then we take this number of mole and then divide it by the smallest one. The smallest one is 0.02. Divide here and here. You get 1 and 1.5. If you get this point, number of point, you can multiply by any number in order to remove this point. We multiply by 2, you get 2 times 1 is 2. Here, 1.5 times 2 is equal to 3. You can get iron 2, oxygen 3. Means that the best option is this one, C. Iron 2, oxygen 3. Let's continue by question 9. The diagram below shows the electrolysis of dilute sodium chloride prepared by use of distilled water, as you see in this diagram. Here we have carbon electrode. This plus is anode, comes from here and continue to this rod. Cathode, this negative, comes from here, continue to this rod. In this rod, we correct gas L, and here this rod we correct gas M. The solution we have is the dilute sodium chloride. Dilute means that is the sodium chloride mixed with a water. Okay. Write the symbol of all ions present in solution of distilled dilute sodium chloride. As I said, the dilute sodium chloride is the mixture of sodium chloride with water. Means that the ion present is this one, sodium ion, hydrogen ion. This sodium and the chloride, this comes from sodium chloride. We have sodium ion and the chloride ion. Hydrogen and hydroxide, it comes from water. This hydrogen ion and hydroxide are ion. This is ion present in that electrolysis. Let's continue to the next question. I2 give the chemical equation of reaction take place at cathode and anode. Here at cathode, at the anode is plus, means that it attracts negative ion. Negative ion we have is the chlorine ion and hydroxide ion. And this cathode, because it is negative, it attracts the positive ion or cation, what we call sodium ion and hydrogen ion. And let's see the symbols of the chemical equation of reaction take place at cathode and at the anode. At the cathode, we have hydrogen ion, and at the anode, we have hydroxide ion. You see hydrogen ion with 2 electrons to form hydrogen 2 and then balance. This hydroxide ion to form oxygen and water with 4 electrons and then balance the equation. Let's continue by question 10. The figure below shows the arrangement of a particle in a 3 substances of a different state of matter designated as P, Q, and R. This is P, this is Q, this is R. What is the state of matter for substance Q? As you see, Q is arranged in, there is no space between them. This is a solid. R, we have a few space. This is a liquid, this is a gas. Means that the best option in I1Q is a solid. I3, I2, the first transition of conversion of substance R into P is correct. R into P means that liquid change into gas is correct. C for evaporization. The best option is this one, C. I3, explain why interparticle force in substance P require lower temperature to broken down the internal particle force in substance Q. Means P is a gas, Q is a solid. Okay, because P is a gas whose particles are held together by weak internal particle force of attraction. While the Q solid, which is a solid, the particles are held together by strong internal particle force. Okay, let's continue by question 11. Fill the bracket of the following equation with a appropriate compound. Sodium oxide react with water to form, we can get sodium hydroxide. Okay. I2, magnesium react with hydrogen sulfate to form magnesium sulfate and hydrogen gas. I3, sodium chloride react with hydrogen sulfate to form sodium hydrogen sulfate with hydrogen chloride. Okay. The last one, calcium carbonate react with hydrogen chloride to form we have carbon dioxide and we have water, means that you get here is calcium chloride. Okay, let's see in marking guide where sodium hydroxide, hydrogen chloride, and calcium chloride, as you see. Let's continue with question 12. Nitrogen and C inorganic compound are used in different ways. Why is nitrogen considered as inert and less reactive? Why? Inert means a chemical unreactive or not likely to react with other substance under normal condition. And also less reactive means the substance does not react easily with other substance. That is the meaning of inert and less reactive. The reason why the nitrogen is considered as inert and less reactive, the correct answer is letter B, because nitrogen molecules have a strong triple bond between the two nitrogen atoms. Another reason why, the first is that bond strong triple bond, another it have stable electron configuration that is not changed, and also we have nitrogen, they have higher bond energy. Let's continue by I2, the correct product formed when ammonia reacts with phosphate. This one, hydrogen phosphate. Phosphoric acid is hydrogen phosphate. Means that ammonium, it replaces this hydrogen. Okay. The correct option is this letter D, ammonium phosphate. Ammonium is radical, it have one valence, and phosphate is radical, it have three valence. I2, which of the following question is correct between nitrogen and magnesium to form magnesium nitrate? The correct answer is this one, C. Magnesium reactive with nitrogen, it form magnesium nitrate. This nitrogen we write it like this because it is diatomic. And then this B is not correct because this is the 3, it is not put here. We put there because it is number of variants. Okay, the best option is C. It is balanced way, 3 magnesium, 2 nitrogen, 2 nitrogen. Yes. IV, which of the following is one way to prevent eutrophication? Do you know what we call eutrophication? Eutrophication is the process by which a water body becomes enriched with nutrients, especially nitrate and phosphate, leading to excessive growth of algae and depletion of oxygen in water. When the oxygen is decreased, ready to death of fish and the other aquatic animals. That is the meaning of eutrophication. The way to prevent eutrophication, the best option is this one, A. Advise farmers to avoid cultivating near river banks. 13. Match each alkane compound in the left column with its most corresponding boiling point in the right column of table. What you can know here about the boiling point of alkane, the boiling point of alkane compound increases with increasing the number of carbon. Means that you see methane, they have 1 carbon, propane, they have 3 carbon, ethane, they have 2 carbon, pentane, they have 5. They have 5 carbon. Means that as you increase the number of carbon, the boiling point increase. Means that this methane, they have the race boiling point than ethane, than propane, than pentane. Means that this methane, it matches to this B19. And this ethane, it matches to this C184. And also the next is propane. It matches to this one A231. Pentane match to this bigger one day 309. You see in this marking guide. I match to D, I2 match to C, I3 match to A, and IV match to B. Let's continue to the question 14. Where one of method of preparation chlorine gas in laboratory is to use hydrogen chloride and the manganese oxide powder. Write the Lorentz equation reaction between hydrogen chloride and manganese powder. Let's see in the marking guide. Magnesium oxide reacts with hydrogen chloride to form magnesium chloride, water, and chlorine, and then balance equation. Okay. B. Describe a chemical test which could be used to test presence of chlorine gas. Okay. The presence of chlorine gas. Chlorine is used to kill bacteria, virus, and parasite in drinking water. Means that chlorine is used as disinfection in purification of water. Chlorine is used in swimming pool to keep water surface and cleaning. Chlorine is an ingredient in making bleach. That is the important or use of chlorine as the woman. Let's see also the test of a chemical or presence of chlorine. When we put blue litmus paper in chlorine gas, the observation, the blue litmus paper turns to red and then bleached. Means that you see like a milky or white, bleached. And also, okay. Suggest any use of chlorine we see is this one. Let's continue to the section B, attempt 3, question only. Question 15. Dry chlorine was reacted with aluminium to form aluminium chloride. Write a balanced chemical equation between chlorine and aluminium. Chlorine react with aluminium react with chlorine, you get aluminium chloride, and then balance equation. Okay, the next, calculate the volume of chlorine in decimeter cube required under standard condition. We have atomic mass of 27. Aluminium chlorine is 35.5. Molar gas volume is 22.4 decimeter cube. Okay. You see, marking line, this is how you calculate that question. See step by step, and then this is the solution. Okay, if you get any question, please type in comment. I need to move faster, that is why I'm going to slow. The flowchart below shows some chemical property of dilute hydrochloric acid. Study it carefully and answer the question. You see, we have hydrogen, copper hydroxide solution, blue solution, yellow. Color solution S, white precipitate V. Colorless solution T, and gas. Okay. Give a chemical formula of a compound R, S, and T. R, this is one. This R, it comes from hydrogen chloride with copper hydroxide. Means that is reaction between hydrogen chloride and copper hydroxide. You can get copper chloride and the water. Means that the blue solution of yellow, it have chemical formula of copper chloride. Okay. S, this is colorless solution is silver nitrate. White precipitate means that it comes from hydrogen chloride react with silver nitrate. You can get V as a silver chloride. T, colorless T, it comes from hydrogen chloride react with potassium carbonate. Means that you see T is potassium chloride, and the gas U is what we call carbon dioxide. Okay. Let's see in marking guide where you see B, the reaction between hydrogen chloride and silver nitrate is this one, silver chloride and hydrogen nitrate. Let's continue by question 16. Some substances conduct electricity in solution while other not. Examine the list given in box below and answer the question that flow. Nitric acid, urea, sodium chloride, and ethanoic acid, ethanol, and sugar. Define weak electrolyte. See, weak electrolyte is an electrolyte which is partially ionized in water and thus produce smaller number of ions in solution. Okay. And then to identify substance in the list above, which is fertilizer. Is this urea? I3 select two examples of substance in the list above which are non-electrolyte. We have this ethanol, we have sugar, and the urea is non-electrolyte, means that it has no ions in its solution. If you are enjoying this lesson, please like, share, and subscribe for more past paper examination. Thank you for watching, and I wish you success in your examination.